What's up, guys? This is Ghostface Killer here. Welcome to the Euro Show. Today on my show we have Almighty, we have Doom Raider, the Brigader man himself, we have Little Devil, we have the beautiful Skip, we have Firebird, we have the Rusty Balls. Welcome back, buddy. We have Pascal, the bald man himself. We have Dr. Phil, and of course myself, Ghostface Killer. Okay. So let's talk about this event, guys. What did you make of it, and how do you feel so far?
Who do you want to start with?
Anybody. It's open mic. All have it.
Well, I'm pretty much done with the event. I'm hitting metal bases. So that's it.
Excellent. Anybody else want to comment?
I'll pop in real quick and just say that if it wasn't for Pascal's help on the 70 and Pascal and Scooby on 75, I would have stopped the 70 and said, that's my limit. I got all my defensive waves, did them all by myself, made a few adjustments. So I'm going to re-roll, and I'm just going to accept my limitations at the 70. Believe it or not, the 85 was not so bad, using the Scorpion King up, but I had 30 minutes left on the base. I had time left on the op, but 30 minutes left on the base, and finally had to bring in the op and my Karatune to kill the rest. But I can accept my limitations, so I'm just going to start re-rolling. I have 303,500 XP and have not re-rolled yet, so I'm going to start re-rolling. I'm going to go ahead and do some defensive waves, like maybe up to 15 or so, then start some attack waves, and I'll be okay with that. If I get twice as much of that XP, now that's with a 10% bonus, by the way, everyone who's listening. So I coined my 10% bonus, but I'll be okay with that. It's not going to be fantastic. I forgot some of those things that are in the event store are also in the gear store, so then I'm just going to stop and then shoot for medals, like Dr. Phil. Shoot for medals for the rest of the night, get some more stuff. I need some point defense, but that's in the gear store. I only need a couple precision targetings, but that's also in the gear store. So I'm going to get my Tempest shards, expanders, because I need those, and they're not in the gear store. So I'm not happy. Yeah, everybody who knows me knows how I feel about where we are for XP value. I was really upset and disappointed when we started getting the reports about the Omega Titan bases not even being able to be attacked. People were consistently loading. Bless their hearts, everybody that did get their parts. I had 3 players for sure with video that when they got stuck in loading, and they were stuck perpetually in loading. They were always stuck in loading in battle, could not retreat any way, shape, or form. It still said that they were in one. And bless their hearts, when the half an hour was up, they lost all their parts again. So, now that's just 3. That's just 3 that I know. Thank goodness all 3 of them took pictures ahead of time, ran video the entire time while they were doing what they were doing. So, I will give this event, as far as the structure, the style, and the difficulty, I will give it an 8+. 8+, maybe 8.59. I loved having to challenge it. I love having to take a little bit more than a half an hour or so with each base and puzzle it through myself. As far as the XP value to prize list, I'll give it a 4, maybe. And as far as the lag, I didn't have any lag until I hit the 70 base. So there's obviously an issue. The base is 70, 75 and up. With the specifically, and you guys know what I'm talking about, that white, where everything turns white. Not the whole screen, but the ground turns white, and then your units freeze, and you can't see them for a couple seconds to re-engage them in the attack.
Yep.
But other than that, I'll give the lag maybe like, I don't know, like a 7. I have to give that a 7 or 8. Same thing, I think those higher bases can be adjusted. So I guess overall that makes me give the whole entire event between a 7 and an 8. It could have been a lot better. It would have been a lot better had the XP values been more, especially for the low to mids. Me
Definitely.
personally, solid 8. Low to mids, I say 7-ish.
What about you, Rusty? What did you make of the event? 'Cause I know you had a bit of a breakdown on Saturday during the day. But you had a bit of a nude moment. What did you make of it all, and how do you feel currently?
Yeah, I liked it, me. I like the new system and that. XP is a bit crap, but I'm sure they'll fix that for next event once we get feedback and that. And at the minute, I just need to do 3 bases in the master thing, and then I'm done, really. I've got all I need. And I rate it about 8.5. It was quite good.
Awesome. What about you, Pascal?
I just muted myself because Ziggy is awake. Yeah, the event, the structure is pretty awesome. I like it very much, and I think it's a little bit too tough, you know, because all the players must do the same event. So low to medium levels, I can guarantee you, they cannot finish on their own a total complete mission. You know, for a complete repeat, it's nearly impossible. The thing I did 2 total repeats, and then I went back to I used the tokens to get what I want. You know, for me there's nothing to unlock in the event shop besides the Jeremiah tag and the trophy. Well, the trophy is kind of ugly this time, but okay. But if I unlocked it, I had 1.5 million, and I was like, okay, I can go on and kill my units, or I can use the tokens, you know, to make my damage a little bit lower. And I did that too, but you know, then I realized, yeah, funny, but the lower and medium levels, till how far they can come. And besides that, you know, they use the repeats, and if all the repeats are used, they cannot get new tokens. So if all the repeats are used, they cannot work on the sector gold bar. So, and not to talk about the Titan bases, I want to put that later in the show, but you know,
Yep.
it's overall, if they can work it out like it's supposed to be, so probably next event, it's going to be a huge event. I rated a 6 for the prices and the XP values. You know, if you know, that's a 6. And the structure, event structure, I like pretty much. I'll give it an 8.5.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Pascal.
You're welcome.
Same to you, Little Devil. What did you make of the event? What did you like about the style and a rating overall?
Well, I like structure. It was challenging, the most bases, but the 115, it was just too tough.
Excellent.
If you look at the XP amount, you would you would need.
What about you, Craig? Same question goes to you. What do you feel about the overall event structure and how you felt about the value of your XP?
The structure is great. I like the structure of how it's gone this time. There again, to Pascal and the others, the medium levels, you know, they're not going to complete it. You know, they're going to probably get through half of a tier and then have to stop. I stopped at 70 because, well, you know my circumstances.
Of course.
But yeah, overall, I'd give it probably an 8 on structure. XP wise, it's not very good XP for what you're attacking and what have you so far of what I've done. So I'd probably give that about a 3.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Thank you very much. Same question goes to you, Dune Raider. Rate the structure of the event and how do you feel overall?
Structure of the event, I reckon it's a good 8 out of 10. XP payout, I'd go with a 3. Overall, not too bad. There's a few hard bases there. I'm on to looking at my third go around because I've hit a dead point. I've taken my own advice and retried things out in different ways. put in the forums. But I keep on hitting a dead point. I know I really it's going to cost me to get past, and I haven't looked soon to do it with. Bar that, hopefully next one with a higher XP payout and people getting more used to the way the system's now working, we should hopefully have a better event. That's my take.
Thank you very much. Firebird, same question goes to you, my man. Overall event structure, how you rate the event, yeah.
Yeah, sure. The event, I'd probably give it 8 out of 10. Currently situated about 510k. Struggling a bit on the attack. I'm up to about level 80 on the bases, on the attack bases. Finding quite a bit of damage. So I need about 60k to hit my target to load Tempests up. So I'll probably do a repeat and then do all the defense and then back up to 80 on the attack again, just to get what I need. But the XP's a bit low this time. Probably give it a 4 out of 10, just for that.
So you're just going to do your repeats once you've earned enough of the tokens, or?
Yeah, I've done one defense and one attack. So what I do, I'll get up to about 80, level 80 on the attack, and then what I do, I'll have to repeat because I'm getting too much damage now as I'm getting up higher through the event.
Excellent. Okay, Dark Queen, the same question goes to you. Overall event, how would you rate the event and the structural XP and everything? How would you rate it all?
I kind of like the changes what they did to the event structure. Yeah, just kind of the low and mid levels got screwed over again. And yes, I'm German.
I just knew it, so I do apologise.
Yeah, I feel really sorry lately for the low levels and mid levels because they really get screwed over. They cannot do much in the event, and now where the XP payout is not really good this event, and the prices are still very high. Yeah, that's not that good.
So overall rating?
Well, it's kind of hard.
Just say what you feel. Like, would you give it a 6, 7, or 8 out of 10, maybe?
I would say 6 out of 10. Because really the structure is not bad, that we actually can choose between attack and defense and the master wave. What I don't like that much is, again, that we have to do it all in order. So
yeah, that is the ball buster part of that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the event, the XP payout, that really sucks.
It does suck a lot. Dr. Phil, same question goes to you, my man.
The event structure itself is actually pretty good. Attack, defend, master, that's pretty much spot on. I got as far as the 70 base, couldn't crack the 70 base, so I've just reset from there. The defense wave, still a little too far out of my ballpark. I have overreached quite a bit, and I'll be preparing my tunes for the next 3 days. It kind of sucks, but overall, the XP payout, way too low. No XP for the mastery tier is a giant kick in the balls. For the most part, I would have rated it higher, but at the moment, it gets a 5.
Thank you very much. Now, obviously, I'm in a bit of a different situation. I'm going to be a bit of a spitballer. I like this event.
Get out.
I do apologise. But no, 1 second. Sorry about that. I mean, I do enjoy this event. It's different. They've set it up differently. They've made it a bit more of a challenge. Obviously, there's people in the higher echelon levels that have asked for this and wanted this. So hopefully you enjoy it. I mean, I haven't seen the master bases myself. What would you make of the master bases, and how do you think they've set them out?
Difficult, but not impossible.
Would you say they're set out like how they should be, or would you say they should be set out in a different way?
No, I think they are great. But you know, it's a strange thing if you compare them, the master bases 1 to 4. If you compare them to the last of the attack stages, it's out of balance. Because if you watch the 115 cave stage, you know, I only see one person so far who can do them without minimal damage. You know, it's a toy wrecker 115. But if you look to the master stage, yeah, you can pretty much nibble them off if you have your time to do it. You know, if you take your patience, you can nibble them off. But from 115 till the last missions, wow, and attack waves, yeah, certainly you got damage. The cave stage is insane.
What's the worst one out of the mastery bases? What's the worst one you've seen?
Mission 3 was the Master 3 was harder than the Master 4.
I've only seen Mission 1 and that's it. I haven't seen anything else. I haven't got the balls or the coins to risk that, unfortunately. I just don't think it's worth the repair time. However, I do wish I could do it, but maybe next event. Maybe I get a little bit stronger. But as for right now, I don't think I could.
I haven't attempted them at all and won't. I mean, I've seen them. I've been in a Google Plus room with a couple people who can do them. Still take damage, but can do them, have puzzled through them. One person that's made it through 2 rounds of them, so obviously it was easier. Oh, I say easier because they knew what to expect. I know there's a lot of complaining because there's no XP for the master bases. I will agree, not so much for the XP part of it, because you can get those masters prepped by high level for low level to get it. So you're gonna get Grenadiers out of it anyway. But I really honestly think the difficulty level, they are still difficult. So the difficulty level, if someone preps for you, they're going to take damage, okay, whether they know how to do them or not. So bottom line, it's not like they're going to be able to do it for free. So for the difficulty level, yeah, you're getting Grenadiers, but like Lenser had said on the show Saturday, he already has the Grenadiers, and yeah, we see how kick-ass they are in the 5 base, you know, when they're on Ruby, but these things aren't going to be that kick-ass for us. Those were
And
the
you're not
kick-fire.
going to have 60 at a time either.
Yeah, and you're not going to have 60 at a time. There's no way. I mean, those whole units that was totally over capped. But I think the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, we're going to get the Grenadiers, but it would have been nice if they had dropped people some Thor or something, or even just a small amount of XP. At this point, any amount of XP would have been nice. The higher level players, they don't care about XP. But yeah, I agree with the people that are in there that are saying, well, there's no XP and these were so hard and there should be XP. We're getting Grenadiers, so that's your reward. But I think it would have been nice if they had at least popped in some thorium. Geez Louise, we all know that how expensive all this stuff is to workshop, to make missiles, to get you through the event, to the things that you are winning, that you get the things out of the event store, and then you want to workshop something, and then you find out it's 12 million or 14 million, 32 million, 24 million Thor. It would have been nice if they had dropped some Thor on those. Again, but then we talked about that too with Wrong Thinker on Wednesday, that it would be nice, something to look forward to have that at those higher levels. So.
You just gone to my
You're
next
only
question.
getting Grenadiers out of the second master base. You don't get them out of the 125 at all.
Oh, that's right. It's only the second one, right?
It's the second, third, and fourth.
Second, third, and fourth, exactly.
I got two squads of of the expert Grenadiers, but you know, if I see how much it must do to get one squad, because M1 to M4 master stages is exactly one squad of Grenadiers. they are expert. The change you see clearly because the lead grenadier has 500 health, health. But for the trouble, what they let you see in the level 5 with the 60, 80 grenadiers, you're never gonna make that. Then you have to do so many repeats of the whole thing to get a bunch like that. It's not worth it, guys.
It's going to be very costly. Do you agree, or?
Maybe they release in some other places, but the Grenadiers is a unit, in my experience, that is always a sidekick. It's not a primary attack unit. It never will be. So yeah, that's why I quit doing the repeats. I did 2 times, so I have 2 squads. Probably I'm gonna stick them with my Inferno tune. Don't know yet, but don't aim for it. Don't aim for it. It's not. Yeah, they're good, but it's not that good to kill all your platoons for it, guys.
You gotta remember though, like this is going to be a brand new unit. They haven't given us much information about the unit itself. They've only just told us like prior to the event that they're going to release this unit. So this is going to be one of them units that you're going to have to learn to use, play about with, see what tunings it works with, see what schematics that it does bring out, because we don't know what they're going to bring out yet. I mean, would you say level 40 Grenadier would be too OP for a base?
No.
What would you say it's average?
That's what I said. It's going to be a side unit, a backup unit, because for tight bases, if you have enough Grenadiers, yes, because the splash damage is incredible. But it's never going to be a primary unit, because in medium to higher level bases, the defense is so good that they don't stand a chance if you send it in first. You're going to get annihilated. If they can counter a flood on your CC, they're toast.
I think this is going to be, at some point down the road, I reckon it will be a game changer, but as of right now, with the units that have come out...
That's what I want to say. The game changer within this unit is, we all forget it, is the first SF Special Force unit that has an expert version of it. So, I hope they continue doing this, that we all get the expert units and the expert upgrades for the units in our shops.
I hope so, because I was having a look at, before we started the event, I was talking to Doom Raider in a private hangout, and we said the Grenadier looks a bit like the Commando on steroids, just with a grenade launcher on instead of the original shotgun that it has on it. Now, I don't know whether everyone else agrees, but the way that the artwork is designed this unit looks amazing. It does look incredible. What do you all agree on?
I mean, it is going to be a pretty killer unit. When everyone else has them, it might not be as effective as it is now, but it's a one-time thing for the moment. I mean, the guys who are going to get it, regardless of how much money they have to spend or whatever they have to do to get it done. They're going to go and get the event done and get those Grenadiers and have them built before we've even started.
Yep.
Yep. It's the factor that Kickstarter relies on, that psychological factor. I can send you the 2 or 3 articles and a couple of YouTube videos. It's documented. Have to be, especially people addicted to gaming. And no offense to the women on the panel, but it's a 90%.
Dominated.
It's a 90% proven psychological factor. You guys are hardwired that way. Have it first. Have it big. Have it bad. And I want it now. And do anything to get it. And Kickstarter relies on that. Not just Kickstarter. Every gaming company relies on it. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Every gaming company relies on that. I mean, it's scientifically proven in the male psyche. So, yeah, I mean, there's people who have it. Is it going to be, like a Legion? Is it going to be like the next, like, oh my God, this thing is so OP, like an Inferno or something, or an Omega Titan? No, but I think it's going to be one of those things eventually that's going to be just another really cool thing in your toolbox of things to use. And I agree with what you said. It reminds me of like a commando on steroids. So maybe commandos will spend more time in the bunkers and the towers, workshopped, and these Grenadiers will be used for something else. As far as I know, they can't be put in bunkers and towers, so maybe they'll be used for something else. Maybe they will be some replacements for some of your regular special forces, higher players.
They
sorry,
may
higher.
end up going in the bunkers. They've done it before.
Yeah, I
Originally,
mean,
the original special forces never fit in bunkers. Now they do.
right. And I mean, and I have, my commandos in the one bunkers that I have that are higher enough that are workshopped, the one that Len gave out on the show that one time, and oh my gosh, it's the difference between, especially for Onslaught, it was the difference between night and day. And this event, same thing. I just cannot tell you, and I don't even have all my max yet. I only have 2 max. I'm working on the 3rd one. The difference is like the difference between night and day. Having them in there and having them chopped is unreal. It's just unreal how much power that comes out of those things. So, I know that's off topic of the Grenadiers, but again, I don't have them.
Would you like them?
Only if I earned them. And I mean that honestly. Only if I earned them. I just don't see enough. I've seen a little bit. Len's shared some. He's still figuring them out himself. He's going to puzzle through that before he really figures out what the niche is in the game that they're great for. Everything in this game, there's something else. Even old units.
Yeah,
that you could still bring out and use. I used some crazy ass stuff that I had. I used my anti-personnel shells, and believe it or not, I had a Rolling Thunder Elite Vanquisher op that I just happened to pop in to get, and I was going to trash it. And I'm like, what the hell? Let me see what I can do. And I spread it out the old-fashioned way with a whole bunch of ERMs. And okay, so all I killed was 1 turret, but you know what? I did that for free.
Free repair, goddammit.
Yeah, I mean, I use
Valkyries.
I use an old the Valkyries.
But you can still use them.
Yep, I will say that in the 60, not the 60. Shoot. I'll have to go back and look at the designs. It's either the one before the 60 or the one after the 60. Be very, very careful where you deploy your Legion if you have Legions with drones, clones, drones, duplicates. There are 2 little teeny tiny snipers up in the right-hand rocks. And if you deploy your Legion and think, because the instructions say, don't attack this from the center, attack it from the flank. Well, there's a reason why they're telling you to do that. If you deploy your Legion a little bit too far to the right, the drones go to the wall because there's 2 snipers up on the top of the wall. Well, guess what? They can't reach the snipers. So they stand there against the wall. So I just wanted to throw that little tip out there. If I go back and look at the descriptions, I'll tell you which base it was.
It was a 65.
It is the 65, isn't it?
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
be extra careful when you're deploying your Legion. If you're not using him and you're just using the drones, pay extra attention to what's in the trees, what's in the rocks, what's in the little mountains and the little piles of dirt. If you see one of those little snipers, take them out with your air first, and then deploy your Legions. So, I mean your Legion clones. So,
Thank you, Skipper.
You're welcome. I had to blow my coin on that one while I watched them just like literally stand at the wall. It really pissed me off.
Alright, one more quick question and then we'll go on to how we're going to tackle some bases. Right, Craig, Grenadiers, yes or no?
Undecided.
Dune?
I haven't got him yet, and I don't think I'll be getting him this time around.
Little Devil.
What was the question?
Grenadiers, yes or no?
At the moment, no.
Skipper, Grenadiers, yes or no?
At the moment, I'll say no as well.
Kevin, Grenadiers, yes or no?
Yes, I would like them. I saw what they could do in one of the defence rounds, so they are quite powerful.
Rusty Balls, same question for you, my man.
Yeah, they'll be good to hit level 30 players.
Pascal?
For me, yes. I will go on to that in the next topic.
Mm-hmm.
Why? So.
Okay. Okay. Dark Queen, yes or no on the Grenadiers?
I cannot really say much about this right now, if yes or no, because mine are still building.
Okay, that's fine. And Dr. Phil, same question to you, buddy. Yes or no on the Grenadiers, or Grenadiers rather?
Yes on the Grenadiers. No, I don't have any, and I probably won't get any this event. I'll wait for them to either come in the next event or in the gear store.
All right, excellent. Okay, so Pascal, I'm gonna hand it over to you, my man, and I'll be right back.
Roger. Well, the key feature in this whole higher event stages, if you want to continue, I have a huge help for that. You know, it's probably what all the people are saying already. You know, if you have Mavericks, if you can build Mavericks missiles and you have the time and the patience, use them. You know, take your time on each stage because there's only in a couple bases there are the anti-missile bastion. So yeah, I think if you have the time and the patience to build your Mavericks, doesn't matter which stage, you know, you can spend them. Why you want to do this? But okay, if you want to do, you know, use your spec ops, use all the free drones like from the Growler. You know, take your time. This is if you rush into things, you get killed. But the other side is I went in the hangout with Scooby, and he has his storage maxed and his helipad maxed, and he has his airfield maxed, and he showed me how he does it. And there comes a part of the Grenadiers. He stuck them in. I'm not gonna say all the details because he's the proud owner of this. So you know, but he has a certain tactic with those Grenadiers. He showed me, and they are awesome, pretty fucking effective. How we already found out is because he killed a lot, you know. So I've seen this, and he was a 115 base he did in 1 minute 15 seconds or something. So yeah, you know, for some people the use is from the Grenadiers there are for tight bases, you know. If you aim for a wall, you see a huge splash damage. So if you think of this and you use the proper tech on them, like for example a charged ordnance, because of their splash, they affect a lot of stuff around it with electric charge. So yeah, they can be useful also in this event. And hold on. I cannot at this moment I cannot live stream you. Sorry guys, because I have a visitor in home, and we both run two different hangouts. He's here too, so if I go live now and screen share, then probably my units get whacked. And
I don't want you to attack it. We're just going to dissect it. That's all. We just want to have a look. So we need to dissect it. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
No problem. I need to start my war commander though.
That's
now
fine.
everybody go.
We're looking at.
We're going to have a look at the 80 and then we're going to have a look at the 90 because I know certain people have issues with them two bases at the minute, from what I've gathered.
I agree with Pascal with the missiles. If you've got the time and the patience to do it, that's what I've been doing a lot of the time. And they are effective with the missiles, if you can build them. That is.
Yes, and for everybody that's in the game, you know, take all the crucial parts out first. Don't focus on the cryos or some stuff like that, because the you know, the microwave turrets, you know, they cannot hurt you. But you know, people try to kill them first, but forget that the towers are OP. They have so badass SF units in them. Workshop, they kill you instantly if you come near with your Jericho, for example, or your hover tanks. You're
I
gonna
have an
die.
80 base loaded.
Agreed.
Fantastic.
The 80 base was the last one I just did. I scorpion opted to death. I picked apart what I could. Yep, there it is. Picked it apart. I took the rail guns on the left and the right out with my Dina and barely took like a little nip in my ass. I brought my Caratunes in, and all those walls right there in the front of all that stuff. Kara on both sides with her splash that I had, the way I have her set up, I took out all the walls. She didn't take, her tune didn't take any damage. Then I brought my Scorpion Op in and I did the two left sides and I Scorpion Opped it to death. And then I started doing a little bit of that in the middle. and I didn't have any problem at all with that. The thing that screwed me up with the Scorpionaut, believe it or not, was the microwave. Even though I wasn't that close to it, it was kicking the Scorpion's ass, and I mean I was pretty far away, so I had both the entire right side gone, the entire left side gone, and was then working my way up the middle. And no matter what I tried to do to stay away from that microwave, I know they say, oh, from a far distance, it's not going to hurt you, but the first 3 times I took my Scorpion op in, it did. I mean, they didn't even get close to anything.
They just reach out and bite you, don't they? You can't hide from them. They just reach out and bite you.
Yeah, I mean, it's true what they said. I finally threw the Scorpion out at the microwave like 4 times and it killed it, but.
I mean, it depends how you use the op. It depends what sort of units you would use, because most people nowadays would use a Titan, Growler, well, all the OP units that are out there. But I mean, we just want to try and dissect it with minimal losses and minimal attrition as possible, really.
I really can't speak. I mean, I want to emphasize, forget about the ops and everything. If you have a Caratoon, or you could take those walls out in the front, the ones that just go across the front, I promise you, the rest of that base, now Jim did his 80 different, but I promise you, if you at least get rid of those double rows of walls in the middle, you will be so much more successful.
Oh, without a doubt, because not only that, though, obviously that war factory at the back on your left-hand side, that's going to keep producing units. So if you just let your Kara sit there and build up a bloodlust,
oh my god, it was insane.
She'll get more DPS and she'll rip through them walls within seconds. And then, obviously, Kara's just going to outrange most of the only thing you're going to worry about really are the 2 railguns. They're your only 2 concern in this base, to be fair.
I took it out with Dina, and like I said, the one on the left, if you get the angle just right, you take a little tiny nip in the ass. I mean, it was less than 5 minutes damage.
That's a free repair. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's free repair. And yeah, I could have free repaired it, but then I went over to the one on the right because I just wanted to get rid of the 2 railguns. I went around onto the right because I knew I wasn't going to get Kara close to take out the walls if I didn't. And then I went over and I took out the one on the right. And then I just retreated my Dina, and then I started on those walls. And that just, I mean, maybe it's an OCD thing for me, but once I got rid of those walls, because they slow you down with anything.
Yep.
You forget about the things that don't shoot over it. You forget about what might get stuck on them. Just get rid of them.
Definitely. I mean,
Okay, Charlie, you want to see the 92?
Of course. 1 second.
That was the island stage, right?
Yes, please. Okay. The floor is yours, my man.
Well, it's not so hard, if you have the right air units. But for the medium levels, I hope you got an owl.
I was gonna say, what about if you haven't got a sandstorm?
This is the crucial part, If you got 1 owl, you see what you can use to kill it. Because if you have stealth units, what you gonna kill first, guys?
If it was me, I'd be going for the hunter in the tower.
No.
But that's just me. I'm
take this bugger out with 1 owl. Because if you have Scorpio, if you have Cyclones, the thing is, I don't know where my air gonna deploy.
See that? That goes. See that little bit where it goes grey? That's when the tower is decloaking your units.
And this is the factor part. But you have to run.
But you outpace that hailstorm anyway, which is quite good.
No, come on, nah. I failed.
Yeah, you have to use 2 to get past that hunter at the very least. But you get what he's trying to do. The minute you get rid of that tower, your stealth is in play. So now if you was to deploy a stealth unit like Cyclones or a Dina, you could just nip in around this base without being seen. The only thing you're going to have to worry about is the hunter missile. But that's the way I'd do it, the same way Pascal did with the Night Owl. I mean, I'd use 2, and then I'd save my missile for more of a challenge or bait. However, everyone has their own ways of doing it. I mean, would you, I don't know, use Mercs if you lost all your air?
If you could get in close, you could probably crack some of the mercs, but you'd instantly be hit by the microwave, the special forces.
Oh, of course. I mean, like that is the last resort.
But
So if
mercs
you're,
are literally almost free units. It's only a little bit of Thor and a little bit of Res,
Mhm.
and they're
right
straight
now,
back out again.
mine's only 100k per one anyway, so it's really cheap for me. So it makes no odds or ends. So I could just do that all day if I had to.
In this particular isolation, you really need, you need to stealth units, or else, yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
I mean, Dina's a beast. She's an absolutely fantastic unit. I mean, if you know how to use your Dina in time or right, especially with hailstorms, you're going to get in and out of a base with no issues.
Now to get the Tesla.
I'll tell you one thing about the Tesla real quick. That has been an absolute godsend for me in this event. It saved my bacon on numerous occasions. It just especially when you get spammed.
I'm gonna do it easy now, guys. You see, I take all the crucial parts first. This one is a bugger. This one is a bugger. I'm gonna kill them with my Dina too, and then I'm releasing the bigger units like the Titan and the Sandstorm to clean. Don't use the Titan and Sandstorm from the start, because they're gonna kill so fucking easy, and they are so use repair time. So use the lower units. You see there, everywhere there are, the hailstorms hidden.
And it's okay to end attack as well, right?
Always.
Because I've seen a lot of videos recently where everyone's just going through like a bat out of hell, not giving a shit, and then they're losing more repair time than what they should already be getting,
That's not true tactics, that is. That's just bum rushing it, hoping for the best, and then running the fuck away.
Oh,
But
yeah, I was going to say I
that
did
just
that a
shows no
lot.
skill. It just doesn't show as much skill. If you're going to put a video out there, you're going to want to make it look somewhat half decent. You're going to want to make it look as if you've got the best skill on the planet. You know how to use your units instead of just lining everything up and pressing Ruby and getting more and more damage.
This way, with these two units, you say, okay, it's a pretty regular setup. But I use this because of the hailstorms. You will see they shoot at a drone, so the SS got chance to shoot at the hailstorms.
Now, is that an Omega Titan or just a regular?
I'm waiting for my Omega Titan.
Okay.
I'm still bugged, so I don't know what they.
I mean, what does everyone make of the Titan Warpaint, real quick?
If you have the Omega Titan and you put a war paint on, like this, the visual will not change. So you'll always be guessing if it's Omega or not,
I mean, that's going to be the question when you're going to be hit from now on. Say with the higher echelon levels, you're not going to know if they got the Omega Titan or just the regular E Titan with that war paint.
Oh, victory.
But yeah, thank you very much for that, Pascal, because obviously I know certain lowerish levels were having issues with that themselves. I've seen a few people begging how to do the 90s, so I figured if we can try and get that across that way at least, then people will know how to break it down. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Is there any other bases that anybody's seen on YouTube that they're struggling with that we can sort of try and dissect real quick?
70s.
Roger that. If anyone's got a 70 lined up, I would be grateful.
I'm still in the game, but I can load one up.
Yeah, if you can load one up, that would be fantastic.
Sorry, guys.
That's alright. I mean, how much repair time would you say you got off that Pascal? What, 20 minutes? 30 minutes damage, tops, from your Dina? You're muted, bud.
Yeah, no, I did it because I have Nick. I can. Let me see. I was already almost finishing the game up again because I don't want to lag too much.
No, thank you for that. I do appreciate it.
Where the hell's the... There it is.
My Dina. Well, open. System open. I got 45 minutes damage.
That's not too bad, considering that you didn't kill the cloak thing straight away. So it just depends depends on your style of attack, I guess.
Yes, but I kind of messed up with my owl because I was forgetting that there are two hailstorms hidden in the corner, right top corner. So I fly through there.
Yeah. Okay, what I noticed when I attacked this base, if you scroll down to the right-hand side at the bottom for me, Dr. Phil, you
Yep.
see where the microwave and the cryo is.
Hmm.
There's a spawn trap of mines right there.
Yeah. A lot of
So,
people didn't notice that. Oh, there
yeah,
were no mines in it before. Yes, there were. Use a dog.
yeah, I mean, so what way did you come in, or how would you attack this base, Dr. Phil?
Usually I aim for power plants with as much instant repair as I can get out of it. If I can knock down the 2 power plants, I can just about get in.
I mean, would you bring your growler up, or would you use just air
I
first?
don't have growlers. All my units are about a year old.
Right, I forgot about that. I do apologise. But if you say you had a growler, would you have brought that up and used that as a distraction?
Yeah, growler, legion clones. A lot of the high tier units would be better for doing this particular base.
So what was
It's
it you struggled on most in this base?
pretty much cracking the center part. I could take everything out on the outside. It was cracking that center part. I could not get anything close without getting absolutely creamed.
Yeah, them towers, they may look like vulnerable, but my god, they got some range in them. I don't know what the tech they had on them, but I know that most of them had gold tech on them.
They
Guys, if
fucking
you
hurt.
clean, this base is pretty. If I can explain, the whole outside you can clean up with an SF unit. For example, if you have Kara, use for this tower what you see there. Use a Cyclone or whatever unit you like to, and then you can pretty much clean it with a long range SF unit. I prefer to do this base with Sheila because her gun concusses. So if you got a good splash on it, you can concuss those groups of commandos, and you can kill them pretty easily. So if you clear the all outside of what Dr. Phil said, and you go to the core. Dr. Phil, can you scroll to the core?
Bit of CC, bud.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's pretty much the thing. If you kill all the Tempests around it, there's only one thing to use. Use a missile. You see how this is set up? If you walk around and you kill those Tempests, there's nothing that protects a missile from killing the CC and the buildings around it.
I use two Mavericks on either side of the corner, left and right corner.
Yeah, that's what I did.
For the centre, and then I just worked around the rest. Well, with my SF flat.
I used growler drones and Jericho.
What about you, Little Devil? What way did you crack this base?
What? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Little Devil, yeah.
No, he had to mute himself, or else I would have an echo. Yeah, I would clean out the outside and then just throw in Legion drones.
So you just use the duplicates more or less.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still unbelievable. 1 gold to duplicate your drones. I mean, that's what 10. Get a 10 is worth of gold. 10 is worth a Facebook card, and you're laughing. That's 100. That's 100 times you can, use your Legion drones.
Yeah,
I got my own.
I didn't even use 40 gold this event, so it's not that bad.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, I did this. The first time I did it, I didn't know what way to attack it. So literally, I was just on the left-hand side. I used a Vanquisher up. I got rid of the Napalm, the Avalanche, and the Tower, and then ended attack. And then I just literally worked my way around the left-hand side, and then I put in a Peacekeeper right in front of the Hellfire, not the Hellfire, the Hunter, and it landed just, and it took the towers out, and then it ended attack, and then I literally just brought in my Legion and Inferno and just let them have it, pretty much. But
drones.
yeah, I just pretty did it in a newbie way because that was the first time I ever come across it. So, I mean, everyone has their own ways of doing things, I guess, but that was just mine. mean, there is other ways that you could do it, I guess. But that's just my personal preference. I don't know about everyone else.
Mm.
But yeah, make sure you use dogs in that section, or use the drones off the growler, because they'll come in very valuable, because they'll be a good distraction. So if you can fly your air around, get in and out, be a nippy little fucker if you can, you'd be laughing really.
In this bases, in the non-cave bases, you can do pretty much with 20 no, because there's no cooldown time, so you can use them over and over again. If you lose them, end attack, start over again, and you can really clean pretty much. Even if it takes time, you can move around the base. It takes some time, yes, but it helps pretty much to keep the loss really down. And then also with the legend duplicates. That's the only way I do the spaces. I use the op and the legend duplicates.
Probably the
And for,
easiest way
for,
to get it
all,
done.
and for all the guys and girls who own an Inferno, use the secondary weapon of the Inferno. I don't heal my Inferno further than 3 health bars. Because if I have high base stages, I want to have the secondary weapon, you know, the circles around it. Do you know that panel?
Yes, yeah.
If I have the secondary weapon and I keep on driving through everything, only floaters are still alive. Everything die pretty easily. If you hunt for Tempest, they die pretty quick. SF units, nothing can stand those secondary flames of the Inferno. So that's the tricky part. That's really a thing that I use in the master stages and the high master stages too. I don't heal my Inferno further than 3 health bars, 3 health bars, and I use that secondary fire weapon from the Inferno.
I tell you one thing though, using the Inferno itself, the Slayer drones. Now I know everyone's like, oh, Slayer drones, but they're actually really useful. They do provide that couple of seconds distraction, so you can just nip in and start hitting the SF while they're shooting at the Slayer drones.
Oh man, that's why I'm waiting for my Omega Titan. You know, if you have the tech with the extra owls from them, and you use that combination with the Sandstorm, your Omega Titan, and you use a certain kind of spec up. I'm not gonna say it.
Dare you?
I think we all higher levels in a certain stage of the game. If some people, as far as Scooby is, I think you can put in your base whatever you want, but you're gonna be smacked down.
It is gonna hurt. Okay, so let's talk some defensive waves. What down the panel? We'll start with Craig. What's the worst defensive wave that you come across that you've noticed, which you think the lower end players would struggle with?
I haven't done the defense waves, so I've just been doing the attacking waves.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
What about you, Dune? Sorry. What about you, Dune? I think Dune fell asleep.
Probably.
Probably did. Okay, Eric. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah, I did a skip. I forgot my mic was muted.
Yeah. So what bases did you come
Defense
across?
wave?
Yeah, buddy.
Mission 13.
Mission 13.
There's that many punishers coming in. I just cannot handle that many.
Have you got anything from your missile lab, like the laser or the Tesla?
Yeah, I still just can't stop them.
Have you got any defensive ops?
Last time I tried a defensive op on one of these, it never worked. So I've given up on those.
It could be, I know you're going to hate me for this, but it could be the way you've designed or lay out your base, or it could just be your defenders.
It's a couple of things. I'm looking at something already to try and change and see what happens, but it probably won't be done by the time the event's done.
What have you got as your base defense?
Pardon?
What have you got as base defense right now?
In base defense, what have we got?
Because the last time I hit you, I know you had a few punishers in your base.
There's a
and
couple
a
of
few.
punches,
Yeah.
and that, but it's just not enough. I just don't have enough sitting there that's going to take care of all that.
I know you're going to hate me for this. I know it might cause you a bit more repair time, but if you took your Tempest out and put SF in there,
Yeah,
maybe some SF with some shock on, maybe, or something like that. That's what I did on that wave. I took all like my Tempest out. Yeah.
yeah. I've only got 1 2 of this FNU, so I'll possibly have to do that. When I get past.
Maybe pull out some Tempest and put some SF in there, and then just put them on Fist. And then if you got a Viper, maybe use your Viper as a distraction, just long enough so that you can
Yeah.
hours deployed. Maybe put your drone silo out a bit further or a bit closer to when the Punishers do deploy, your night owls deploy faster. Maybe.
Yeah. True. There's
Um,
a couple of things I could do, but
yeah, there's definitely a few things that you can work out. I mean, it's
oh,
just
yeah.
depends how. Because obviously I know how your base is set out because it's more like an oval shape, isn't it?
Sort of, yeah.
Maybe if you tightened up your walls a little bit as well, added a few mines on alone where the spawn points are,
I did
maybe.
that last time around. I actually dropped mines all down through that area, but they still cracked through. It was just a sheer weight of numbers, I think, at the time.
But definitely something to look at.
Oh, definitely look at that. Just an
Shots.
idea.
Yeah.
Sorry
Hello,
guys, I'm back. I
Hyperius.
just dressed up a bit because some people get too warm to look into my naked body, so I do my Kenny impression now.
God damn it, Skimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the main bit? Was it just all the Punishers itself? Because I can't remember what was on that wave.
Just a sheer number.
Do they come all the way around, or is it just one section?
Just one section.
Okay, maybe when your base is healed. As I say, when your base may be healed, if you just chuck all your stuff in one corner and let it all come at once, maybe.
Yeah, possible.
That's how you funneled all your walls. Yeah, so like you funnel all your walls.
Back further away from that particular area,
Mhm.
that could be another problem.
Yeah, so if maybe if you put all your stuff on like in the bottom hand corner or the top where furthest away from say where your CC is, and just like build like a funnel so all the Punishers come in, and then all your units just shooting the crap out of the Punishers maybe.
Yeah, it'd be probably the way I have to do some rearranging to get it done. Like I said, though, I'm enjoying it so far. I'll probably get what I'm after anyway, so which is by doing the repeats. So that'll be alright.
What base are you now doing, Skipper? Skippy.
Give her the screen share.
Sorry,
Give her
didn't
the screen
realize
share.
Yeah, I was just wondering what base
muted.
you was on. Yeah, we wonder
This
what
is
base you're doing.
this is my base. I had forgotten I took my tunes out, but I wanted to show you how I have mine set up for base defense.
Okay, you're presenting.
I keep, if I can get them to move, because they don't want to do what I want them to do. Let's see, put my little baby Ultra over here.
Maybe that's another thing you could put in there, dude. Some units that can sustain fire for a bit longer. Something that's got more armor, perhaps, like more ultras or a Ronin, maybe. Something that you can use that gives you that extra couple of seconds for your night owls.
Yeah. Possibly, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what I focused on. Now, if you're looking at this, you're gonna go, "What the hell?" All right, just to give you an idea, let me get my Tempest over here, but you can see what I'm doing with my Tempest by surrounding my CC. For the airwaves, if you read the overview, which is great, it tells you pretty much what's coming. Aside from the dog wave, which is obviously very easy if you can't beat the dog wave, there's something crazy going on.
That is hilarious, that wave.
Yeah, I keep an Ultra or Punisher here. I have an Ultra or Punisher in here. Now, granted, you guys can see them, but they're usually hidden by a building or a wall. This drone silo is normally not here. This was the last defensive wave. All of the Grenadiers came from here. So just to give you an idea of what I did, and I'll zoom in a minute. Let me move this guy back over. Where did I want him? I wanted him up here. Oh, no. Yes, I do. I want him up here. So For the most part, I watched. There are several YouTube videos that go through all the defensive waves. So I shifted my mines. My mistake. These were actually the mines left over from the Legion wave, not the Grenadiers. I could have shifted them, coined them, because they weren't repaired, obviously, and shifted them here for the Grenadiers. So I just want to give you guys, see how my anti-airs are sitting out here. There was no air with the Grenadiers. So I'll zoom in real quick.
So you're using your AA plasmas as sort of a bait?
No, actually, I got them out of the way. I just wanted to show people. Normally, what I have is AA plasma, avalanche, AA plasma, avalanche, and then I go all the way around. My overwatches are at the corners. I always have my rocket silos diagonally this way. I always have I have a drone silo here. I have a drone silo here. You guys can't see my hammer. Normally, my hammer sits here because for Onslaught, for me, most of everything that spawned for me that I couldn't handle spawned up here. So I had my hammer up here. So I made the switch and put my weapons lab here and put my hammer here. And I'm not going to build the hammer for demonstration so you can see. But basically, my orbiter hammer gave me this whole circle, as opposed to just being up here and only having this much.
You see that circle? That's the area of effect that it has too. So the range, that's its range capability. I never knew that until I saw on Sheila. That's how sad it is.
On the Sheila. So that was another thing with your units, to see, okay, well, where's this going to be? Now you say to yourself, well, that's not going to do a whole lot of damage. The thing is the reason why it's great to put it in the walls or mixed in these buildings is those things are going to stop out there to shoot your tank. Okay, these things have got like 1.3 million health. Okay, the Ultras, I can't remember the health off the top of my head. Somebody, can you look that up on YouTube? But this Ultra right here, anything that's coming at you from there are going to try to stop and pick off all these walls first. This drone silo is completely safe. They all come out, beat the shit out of whatever's standing here because first they want the walls, then they want this Ultra that's sitting here. Same thing with this one that's sitting here. If they come at the corner, they're not going to hit this. They're not going to hit the avalanche. They're not going to hit the bunker. They're not going to hit your rocket silo. They're not going to hit this avalanche because this thing has got 1.35 million health. So again, this guy's usually hidden in that wall better, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of if you can get them to stand out here. Boom, this is firing. Boom, 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 boom. You see that circle? Boom. These are firing.
It's got a large area of effect
too.
Boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom. Those are firing. And there's commandos in there. So you see what kind of range I got in there. So just to give you an idea, bunching up those walls in a corner like that, if you have a weak corner, give your turrets time to do their job and stop them at the corner. Put something there in the corner that will stop them. Again, this is not my base design. This was, and this is again, I want to talk about the shift. Okay, the last wave was the Grenadier wave, so I knew I needed to make this whole side as heavy as I possibly could. So I moved this here. Yes, it got hit, but I moved this here. Let me zoom out a little bit.
Was that your max tower, yeah?
Wasn't protected. Obviously, here's the drone silo. So they came out. I took all my AAs that were here and replaced it. I actually just sat 2 over here just for the hell of it, because I knew this was my last wave. I put all my avalanches there so they would hammer the hell out of it. This was still hitting stuff. I put 2 Ultras here. I moved all the tanks to this side. So all those Grenadiers stopped right here in this line. And they never touched a single one of these turrets. And the whole entire time, all of these turrets, all the stuff in my drone silos, were hammering them the entire time. And then even this Overwatch was punkin' chunkin' on the ones that were right here. So don't be afraid to pull your stuff out. I mean, I pulled my Tempest out and had I actually put my BFGX right here in the corner because my Flood. Hang on, my Flood didn't have enough range to reach the Grenadiers. I could have made some shifts and moved my command center over, but I didn't want to take the chance. So I had a BFGX. I removed my Tempest, put a BFGX right here, and his range was all the way out to here. So, I mean, it's like, you know, ka-chunk, 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 but boom, you know, ka-chunk, 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 boom. So don't be afraid. Each one of those descriptions that you read on the heads-up display, which I prefer not to do because it'll show more details than I want to show. But when you have your heads-up display and you do your overview and you get that description, look and see what's coming. If it says it's Ronins, it's going to be Ronins. If it says it's going to be this or that, and if you don't trust that, go to the YouTubes and look at the people who put up videos every event of what the defensive waves look like. There's 3 guys, that's all they do, and it's defensive wave after defensive wave after Don't worry about what he's doing in his base. Look to see what's coming at you at what angle, and then use what you can. Move your drone silos if you need to. Move your rocket silos if you need to. You know, nothing was coming at me from this side. Take everything you have on this side and load up this side of your base.
That's what
And
I'm trying to do, and just literally fill up one side and let the fuckers come at you, pretty much.
that's pretty much what I did. Now I got to put it back because now I'm going to do my reroll because I've pretty much reached my limit with the attack part of it. So I'm going to put all this back together, but I have my picture. I took my picture before I started making all the adjustments. I know where everything goes. I know how to put everything back. I just took a screenshot real quick. But, you know, having this sitting in this wall, he was just sitting in there. Having this sitting inside that wall, having this sitting inside that wall, it makes those units stop so your turrets can do the job. And that's really what it's all about, is keeping your turrets alive and making those units stop the best that you can. So I figured I'd share that with everybody. Plus all these
Thank you. That's
and all these buildings
awesome.
on this side, people laugh at me all the time. I do have a set of commandos sitting here in case I get some stupid dumbass piece of shit air that's like pecking away at one of these buildings, and then the last standers aren't killing it. I keep a set of commandos in so I can just kind of wander them out there and blow them out of the sky.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna say,
all of these,
I'm surprised you didn't have hunters in your base.
yeah, I don't like them. I really don't care for them. My Tempests are so maxed out. Plus, I've got 2 gold Tempests, and they're workshop to the hilt. I want to get 2 more Tempests, but then of course I have to get the equipment that goes with them. But they are workshop to the max. I can't fit any more stuff on them. I wish I had more gold Tempests. This side is my weakest side, believe it or not, for my turrets. And the drone silos take a little bit longer, but then again, all of these buildings take a lot of time to kill. So it gives the turrets time to do what they need to do in the rockets, and this flood will reach out and touch stuff when it starts to get right here. I mean, all of a sudden there's craters all over the place. So that was my screen share. Don't be afraid to change stuff around. Don't be afraid to switch out your units. If you know it's not air heavy, take your Tempest out, put some more heavy stuff in. Then, you know,
What
when that
heavies
stuff...
would you recommend?
Which what?
What heavies would you recommend if they don't have punishers?
Ultra tanks if you have them. Hold on a second. Oh, give me just a second. Let me look. Sheila if you have her to move her
Charlie.
around.
1 second.
Thorin, Baldur, obviously, well, that's a big heavy. I don't have Dante, but when Baldur came out, that was a really expensive, if you guys remember, an expensive event, prize list wise, the prices for the prize list. So I had to choose between Baldur and Dante because I didn't have Dante. So I asked, and the overwhelming opinion was get Baldur. Now I don't have him fully workshopped, but he's getting there. He would have done better if I had him completely shopped, but he is a beastie in the base, if you know where to put him. Again, I kind of use him a little bit as bait, not so much for his power, but he does shoot stuff. But I'm not so much into it for the power, I'm more into it as for the bait. And then I'll just let my defensive tune heal a little bit, and then I'll go off and do some attack waves, and then, again, they're there as bait. Once these get a little bit micro-healed, you know, by whatever it is that you're doing, I just use them as bait. That's my, boy, look at my base. It really does look like crap, doesn't it?
I think once you fill it out, that'll look good again.
Okay, we have a special surprise. No.
Not yet. Not yet. Give him 10 minutes. Now go ahead, Pascal.
Okay, for the viewers, this is a really surprising.
It surprised me too, to be fair.
Really, I'm shocked, and Skippy's gonna be really happy, I
I
think.
think it was more of a peer pressure thing that I did that, though. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Okay, guys, for the viewers out there, we have a special surprise. We got another moderator coming in, if he's set. So little devil will hop out, and she talks through my mic. But we gonna get Hyperius on the show tonight.
You just got to send him the link, please, Skipjack. If you can hear, just send him the link, and he'll be here shortly. Thank
Oh,
you
you
very
want him
much.
on?
Yeah, he said he's going to come in. Yeah, Little Devil's going to drop out, and she's going to join Pascal.
Oh, yeah, I gave him the YouTube link. Sure.
Thank you very much.
The Hangout link, huh?
Yeah, the Hangout link. Okay, no problem. No, I gave him the YouTube link earlier, so.
I was really surprised when I saw him. I was just like, hello.
Okay, but honey, if he's
I've been Skyping him. I've been Skyping him. He and I have been working on a project over the weekend, and he said Chapter 1 successful, and I said, sweet, I'm live on the European show, but we can chat later. Love you. He says link and good luck, and I gave him the YouTube, so yeah, I'll send him the.
Okay, if he's set, just hollow, then Little Devil drops out so he can drop in, okay?
You don't mind, do you, Erica?
No. We're sitting on one mic. We're sitting on one mic here, so.
Yeah.
No
So
problem.
she just leaves the Hangout, and then she can jump in, and you can share the mic together.
Yep.
That'd be fantastic. So I'd like to.
If I can look at my Skype and see if he's at least seen it. Tell me when.
He did say give him 10 minutes, but if we can create the space for him, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, if she pops out though, somebody
Yeah.
live will try to jump in. Because you posted it live, didn't you?
I did, yes. Yes.
So, I just said in Skype, let me know when you're ready.
I mean, it'd be nice to have from someone else's perspective that doesn't normally come on the show to give their input of if they do play the event, how they saw how it went, did they like the positive feedback, or did they use the negative feedback that we give them, and that sort of thing. It would be nice to hear. So I know you, Cove Homer, Tech Ninja Des, a few others, Cybertoad, CM Salaka. I know you guys get slated a lot, so it would be nice to hear it from someone else as well, you know?
Yeah, not always me all the time.
Yeah.
And Hyperius does a lot. He really does get unfairly targeted in forums a lot because, and again, we get directed by Kickside, so we go where Kickside tells us to go. So he is on BP as a main game as a moderator because that's where Kickside tells him to go. Yeah. So you have to report to a CM. So if you want to continue being a moderator, there are only 2 moderators that moderate all the games, and that's myself and Hyperius. And a lot of the stuff that we do for the other games, we do behind the scenes. You will see, and I did need help this weekend, you will see Hyperius from time to time coming in, closing threads, merging threads, moving them to the proper places. People get mad when their stuff gets moved. He's coming in now. Okay, good.
Excellent.
So it's frustrating, but it's nothing personal. And Hyperius, it's the same thing. It's nothing personal. People get an attitude because they don't see him that much, and he has been a moderator almost as long as I have. Has been up and coming, and has an incredible vast amount of knowledge about not just the games, but the Kickside business model, what goes on behind the scenes that we all know. And
this is so fucking awesome. I'm sorry, but it really is.
Well, there's only one Kickstarter moderator I don't like, and most of the panel know who it is.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Hyperius, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Welcome.
Good.
Hey, thanks for inviting me on the show.
Thank you for coming on. I didn't mean to peer pressure. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's all good.
That's bullshit. He did mean to peer pressure you.
Sorry for me to show my boobs to you, to convince you to come on the show. Sorry.
No, it's actually nice because we were just saying before you popped in, we'd like to hear from someone else's view, how they see like the events come across and what they wish they could do, how their input could come across and that sort of stuff. So the floor is yours.
Well, I actually don't have too much experience on the War Commander side. I do know from the past couple of events that I have played. I don't think my personal level or what I have going on doesn't match well with the event types. I don't have too much information on it. Like Skipjack said, most of my time is spent in Battle Pirates, and so with the War Commander events coming on a week after that, I typically work all the weekend through. But from my experience, I did try the event like 2 months ago, and it was the defensive waves, right?
That would have been Onslaught, or that would have been the wave previous. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the onslaught, the one in between the two events.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun doing that. The thing I like about the War Commander events are the fact that they have defensive waves. Battle Pirates, we don't have that at all. I think it's pretty cool. You guys get to test out how you guys build up your bases and against. Are there new prices? Do they use the new prices against you in their events?
They do, yeah. They have the new Grenadiers that they've just released for this event. They've been being used against us, yeah.
They do.
Yeah, that's
I'm glad that you brought that up because that's the one thing we always used to. I don't say complain about, but that we would love, or again, be careful what you wish for. And don't you dare bring this up in the BP mod room for them to bring it to the game.
Well, if
that's
it all goes
something-
tits up, just blame Hyperius.
Yeah, there are no defensive waves against your base in Battle Pirates. So, if you want to test your base out, if you want to try something new, you have to go find an enemy or somebody in your alliance to test it out. And even we know this in War Commander, even having a game acquaintance, it's still not a true test of like an enemy. So they don't get defensive waves in Battle Pirates. It's all, attack waves or a combination of attack waves or attack tiers. There's master things. That's one of the things in Battle Pirates I think that would be awesome because they would really get a chance to test out their base defenses a little bit more and have some fun with it.
I completely agree. Right now I believe we have something. There was a what do you call it? There was a campaign that we call it in Battle Pirates. It's a where it was kind of like how War Commander is set up, where enemy like the AI comes and starts attacking your base, and it would be really cool to have something like that more often. What I like about War Commander is their prize list also at the same time. Whenever I see their prizes, there's so many options you can choose from, and I don't know if that's changed recently at all, but the variety of options and what they deliver and the neat little video on there is absolutely awesome. I love how it's set up.
Can you all remember when we had swag doing the videos every week, every time we had a new event coming in? Can you remember?
Miss swag.
Oh yeah.
I tell you one thing. What I'd like to see more on the Kickstarter end is if they could get someone to do that again, because that brought a lot of people in. That suckered them in. That got them.
They do. Don't
thinking.
you remember the last couple videos about 2 months ago?
Yeah, but they stopped it, didn't they? I haven't seen another one since.
Yeah. Do you know who that was in the background?
Do I want to know?
Was
You know who-
awesome.
Whose voice that was in the background?
That's wrong thinker.
That
The wrong thinker.
Is that
That was our sexy wrong thinker, trying
Oh.
to sound like Swag.
I'm
Swag
sorry,
actually,
wrong thinker. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
bless his heart. Swag actually moved on to another game company, and he is actually still affiliated with the BB brand, but you can still see him live on Battle Vortex TV. He's just not associated with Kickstarter anymore.
He was a nice bloke. He really was.
He still is.
Swag-
He's a great guy.
Swag-
He really
Swag
is.
was the face of War Commander, man.
He
And
was.
for anybody
Those
who
videos
plays
coming up.
the card game Magic the game, he is, again, we're showing your age. There's another one that's like that one that's a card game.
Magic the
The one-
Gathering.
The Gathering, yes. And the one is that the one that they play on the Big Bang Theory
Yes.
show? Yeah, he is obsessed with that game. So he even makes custom card boxes to keep your cards in with all these little tricks and bells and whistles.
I've
He's a
got one of
hoot.
those.
That's awesome.
You have one? Did you get
Uh-huh.
one?
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah, he was going to ship me one because I have. Yes, I
You have to
have
show
some
us
of.
after the show. We'll have to have a
Yeah,
little note and have a
that'd be
look.
awesome. I mean, he does. He does some other promos for some other things. So I'm glad he's still rolling right along. But I'm glad he's enjoying what he's doing as well.
Definitely. I mean, I think it was more of a once you see something sucky when your head just goes, wow, I have to watch this video and I have to find out what it is. You know, you have to sort of think that I like, that I want, and that's what I'm gonna play. You know.
Pascal, can you? Oh Lord, have
No,
mercy.
it was not me.
What is Santiago saying in YouTube chat? Can you translate for me?
Santiago.
Is he calling me a bad name?
Yeah, yep. Charlie, can you?
There
Thank
he goes.
you.
Yeah.
It was just that one word I recognized. Isn't that terrible that I only know that one word? I just knew it wasn't a good word.
I don't.
There was a couple of several bad words.
I don't have the little wrench on this one, unfortunately. Otherwise, you'd be gone by now.
Oh, it was too funny. Okay, so how long have I been doing these shows? I'm trying to ban the damn guy from chat, and I can't, and trying to find my tools, and I'm like, oh shit, this isn't my show.
Hyperius, I have a question for Hyperius. Bro, you do a lot of things for Kickside. You're more close than everybody knows. How is the overall? Yeah, I'm wondering because I'm a good total gamer. I'm not, interested in how you guys roll. But man, with such a upgrades and such a changes within the games, not only War Commander, man, it must be really hectic at the firm. Or can you tell us something about it?
Do you mean in regards to the game changes,
Yeah,
or?
yeah, in every way, because I think all the crews work overtime there now because the way of the changes in every game, like Battle Pirates, like Vega Conflict, like War Commander, they have so many new things that coming up, and I have a feeling they work overtime massively in the company.
Being a moderator, we're only a volunteer, so we dedicate our time as we see fit. Uh, Now, I won't be able, like, I'm not able to speak on how the game team works or their side of things because I wouldn't know anything about that. But for forum moderation, I can speak a little bit on that. We're all separated into, we got little teams, right? Moderator teams, and the community manager. We're all up in a chat, and he delivers us the information. He explains it to us, and then we go out, and one person tells us the 5 or 6 people the information for a new update, and then now you have 5 or 6 people that know how to explain it, and then we go out there and we help and answer questions from the players whenever a change is made. Now in Battle Pirates we have 7 moderators, so I mean we're all a pretty tight bunch in there.
That's good. Yeah.
So we constantly have somebody on the forums answering questions, things like that. I think it's interesting. One thing to point out is each of the communities, and this is really cool, between all of their games, they each have their own unique personality as a community. Vega Conflict is super unified and highly organized in any like regarding their sentiment on and sending their feedback to Kixeye on the forums. War Commander happens to be like, it's also really vocal, and then
Yeah, we are.
yeah, and then Battle Pirates.
I hope you haven't come across Shadow Killer yet, because that guy's an asshole.
I have a couple times, but yeah.
No,
But,
that's what I meant, because Skipjack, for an example, she, 75% to the War Commander forums, and you're a guy who hopping around, so that's why I ask, because man, if you see what the War Commander mods have to deal with, I can
yeah.
imagine you go nuts if you do three games in a row. It's insane.
I actually see with Battle Pirates, it's really easy to get caught up because there's so many of us there, and I typically stay in the community support section. I like helping out, answering questions, things like that. And so I get caught up on Battle Pirates, and then I'm like, well, I still want to be on the forums and do a little help here and there. So I hop into War Commander and do some things, and then I hop onto Vega Conflict, and then I'm waiting on something more like War Commander Rogue Assault to go live, and then you'll probably see me there more.
What made you decide to become a moderator?
I joined the forums back in 2011, and I started answering questions on community support, and that's I really like doing that. And there's only so much you can do as a player, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people completely ignore your advice. They're like, "Who are you? Like, who are you really?"
Who is this for?
Yeah. And then I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know the answer to that question. I thought I knew." Because sometimes moderators would come in and give a completely different answer, and I'm like, "Oh, that's 100% right. They probably went and double checked on that." But I really enjoyed helping people out, and so I moved on to the next level. I picked a time when there weren't that many moderators on the forum, and I asked them like, "Hey, so if you guys need any support, I'm interested in becoming a moderator." And 2 days later, I was in, and then I've been doing this for the past 2 years.
You're welcome. Yeah,
It's
because
great.
they said,
It
"What do you
is
think
great.
about this guy?" And I said, "He's awesome. He'd be great for the program." You're welcome.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you,
he's
Skip.
great. He is great. He is great. Like, you know, what I seriously I enjoy this because we make a show to inform the people. The moderators are there to inform the people. The Kickstarter is there to inform the moderators and the people. So if you see what's the changes that are going through the last couple of shows, and I don't talk about only the European show but also the BV show, you see the interaction. It's getting more attractive to communicate with the people, and now you see how Hyperius is as a human. Not only a
This
bot
is
that's
true,
talking
yes.
to you.
He's reaching out, and the fact that he's actually come on when he says he doesn't really like talking to people and coming on to our little show, which is fantastic. So I couldn't be more happier.
I
Yeah,
appreciate the invitation.
It's nice because obviously I know you Skipjack, Co-Homer, and the rest of the moderators do get a lot of stick for lack of communication. Now, as a as a player yourself and on a personal level, do you think that you could do more or less?
In regards to giving
If,
information,
of course.
um, I think there are some steps that we could take to do more. I know moderators, like I said, we do this in our volunteer time, and so we kind of decide where we want to dedicate our time. It's not a requirement that we have to outreach. I think Skipjack and all of those that go on the show, that's extraordinary because they do a great job of that, and they reach out a whole lot more than even I do. I typically stay in the forums, cooped up in my little ball of shell business. But
You should jump out your nutshell a little bit more and come join us, because obviously you see what we're like. We all have the same agenda. We all have the same passion and drive about the game. I mean, it's nice to actually see people that do live in a little cocoon, sometimes coming out of their shell and giving out certain information that some people just don't have and give.
You expose yourself, and I have such a respect for you guys because, for me, if they ask me, I would say no, because I'm more of a talker than a typer. So, yeah, for me, this is kind of my thing. I try to explain to people in my way how I experience the game, and you guys have to do it with your own experience. And we are neighbors, Hyperius. I don't know if you know that, but I'm gonna bother you tomorrow, probably.
oh, hey, welcome to 49. I've been here a while.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm down. Yeah, my little devil is next to you. And
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm
Just
gonna go over to your base then. I'm gonna ask
Just
for some help.
remember, he
Yeah, no
has.
problem.
Remember what happens when you mess with the gypsy tag. He was nice enough to ask for my tag, and I said yes, and I will put the.
Could you imagine him having my tag? That'd be funny.
Of course, Data King is also in 49, and he is currently not bubbled, and he has a gypsy tag. So
It's
feel
Data
free.
King Magazine.
No, but Hyperius, if you need some help, just holler. We can help you, and
He should have the fuck tag. We should have the fuck tag. That'd go down well. Now, because my crew's Farmers United Coalition, and that's FUC. So whenever you see that tag, everyone thinks, oh, it's that fuck clan. They're all assholes. This, that, and the other. But we're not. We're just a bunch of idiots who just love to farm.
Yeah, farmers. Until the Alliance feature comes on, I bet you guys won't be farming anymore.
That's about to change, I think.
I think you guys are going to love it. Well, you know what? Hyperius can answer that. He is a very good, very skilled, well-organized battle pirate player. I will ask him this question. If you don't mind, Charlie,
Fire away.
Hyperius, when the Alliance feature came to battle pirates, wasn't it kick-ass?
Oh man, it was absolutely amazing. It changed PvP forever. Once we started getting alliance tags, the coolest thing was to get into an alliance. If you weren't in an alliance, then you were just something to destroy, walk over. You know, alliance alliance bonuses now are based upon attacking other alliance members. So watching huge wars unfold between two clans and the amount of PvP that has opened up since alliances became available is absolutely amazing. Because in the beginning we had to we used Facebook groups and we were like, I'm with this guy, I'm on this team, and sometimes we accidentally hit team members not knowing who they were. But adding a tag and being able to customize each person's role and what they do and get bonuses for that has been absolutely amazing.
And I just to speak to the bonuses because they've never even experienced them before. So because we've talked about everything from getting new walls in War Commander to you know how we have blueprints and we have specials for our buildings. We can fortify our buildings. We have specials for our walls. We have specials for our turret bases. We don't have any of that in War Commander. And of course now all those, as opposed to having blueprints, they're going to have boosts. You know, 50% more power. 50% more health. I mean, don't you think, in your opinion, remember how we always used to complain in Battle Pirates that, come on, man, you give us these kick-ass ships, but give us something cool for our bases. But when the Alliance feature came out and those boosts came in, I mean, the 25% firing bonus, oh my goodness, especially during the event, you better have your Alliance points on Monday so that you could be ready for the event. So, I mean, don't you think that was like a total game changer, all those boosts?
Yeah, it was a huge game changer. The alliance bonus became the difference between getting 1 hour of repair and 3 hours of repair in an event. All for just attacking a couple of bases and getting your alliance boost up.
And having everybody participate together, like you said, and not everybody had to have the same job.
Right.
That was the other thing that people were worried about. So I'll ask you too, with the alliance points. And War Commander is going to be structured a little bit different. So you know how it was when the Drac bases first came out, how we could go in and we could the lower levels could maybe prep, and then somebody like me who was really good with subs could take out like towers and gates and stuff. And then maybe some of the higher levels would come in as long as those 4 or 5 people were in there. Now, you know, in War Commander, we can't participate like that. We can't view. We all can't hit it at the same time. But there's people in War Commander that are afraid that the low to mid levels aren't going to have any functions. And I just wanted to know, could you speak on that about how everybody at every level in an alliance was able to participate in the alliance feature and also reap the rewards of the bonuses?
So what had happened at first is one person would create an alliance, and depending on its popularity, everybody would flock to that alliance. Now, of course, they went with the higher leveled players until they realized that they need to get bonuses across the board. And ours at first was structured by you'd have higher levels that would earn the reload bonus, and lower levels would earn stuff like map speed and things like that.
Extra mass speed, less missile time,
Right.
Builds, yes, the smaller things.
But it takes, as time went on and alliances got bigger and more numerous, it flips over to, the alliance is now looking for players to join. and because now everybody's in alliance, so newer players are a prime target. Lower level players, prime target. Uh, you very rarely see somebody that's not in alliance now.
Okay, sorry to cut you off, Hyperius, but Dr. Phil's got to go. So, Dr. Phil, if you got any shouts, buddy, fire away, my man.
Quick shout out to you guys. Well done on getting accepted by the BV brand. And I will see you on the Battle Vortex channel in a week.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you, brother, later.
All right.
In a week.
See you there, buddy. You will
Take
indeed.
it easy, gentlemen.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah, love ya.
Good night.
Hyperius, I have a question to that allies features. You know that. If we are a small group of people. We just 3 people hang around kicking ass somewhere. You know, we just like a small group of people, not so powerful. But I still wondering, do we stand a chance? Because I personally have a problem if I go with bigger groups and I cannot stay in one place for a long time. I get itchy and nervous. And so I wonder if what was the experience in Metal Pirates? If you want to stay small, do you have a chance with those new perks and new stuff? Or
So when I first started, I'm myself play like how you do. I don't like large groups because then I don't really know everybody and I don't develop a relationship with the rest of my alliance members. I become reclusive and I kind of just play my own way.
Mhm.
But I came across this, I would say, elite group of players. There were like 15 of them, and they would jump sector to sector, and these 15 people would start trouble with the entire sector and start destroying everything. And because there were only 15, they were elite, like top players. They were pretty tough to crack. They knew what was going on with the rest of their alliance members fairly quickly because there was only 15 of them, and they worked together beautifully. When I joined that alliance, I had a whole bunch of fun. Everybody there was my friend, basically. We all got on, had a bunch of fun. I knew them all by names, became friends outside of the game with them. It was great. But, being in a small alliance doesn't change. It's no different to being in a big alliance. I mean, one small alliance of elite players fought entire sectors and had no trouble, took on big alliances. And it's more noticeable and respectable when it's a smaller group doing that than a bigger one.
yes, that's exactly what I'm. That's the answer that's the answer that I like, because for us it's a big change. We have so many questions on how to do and what to do because we have attack MOD and me little level and Scooby. Yeah, we can make some trouble in some sectors.
I wanted to jump in just real quick because he had mentioned that originally there was, when it was first announced, just like how it has been in War Commander, at first it was going to be 50 people. Now in Battle Pirates, I'm not sure if they've uncapped it all the way, but you'd have to have so many, earn so many points, and then you could add people to your alliance. And people were freaking because they wanted to have this big 100 or 200 person alliance. And I'll speak to that. My alliance, POD, Path of Destruction, we had 35 players, but we had 15 of us that played 7 days a week. So between the 15 of us, we were able to get that alliance. And you guys have heard me joke about it on the War Commander shows. We call it APM, APT, or APW. Okay, APM is when the alliance points reset. So those core 10 or 15 players in my alliance, we had the alliance points by Monday. We were done. Now, we got those a little additional bonuses too from the other players, but I mean, you get yelled at, you would get teased, you would get razzed if you waited till APT. It became a competition to see who could get the points first. So I mean, yeah, there was this big backlash in Battle Pirates. Oh, we want to have 100. We want to have 200 players. How are we ever going to do this? And all in all, just like Hyperius said, like I said, it was an alliance of 30, maybe 34. We'd have those peoples that would play and go, but it was that core 10 to 15 people that really carried the entire alliance. And because we played 7 days, and every Monday when they reset, we were out there going and getting the points for everybody because it made that much of a difference in the game to have those bonuses. Not having those bonuses, oh boy howdy did we miss them.
Oh yes. I mean, what's the limit now in the alliance? What, 2,000?
200.
200. I mean, would they ever increase that? Because I know like these major alliances have like, I'm
Yeah,
just going to name names. Yeah.
Yeah, Wrong Thinker said there was no plan to do that, and I think, again, like I said from experience, like what Hyperion said about having a small, tight-knit group, I honestly think it's just my experience, and I haven't wanted to make a big deal out of it, but we had clans and alliances before the alliance feature came out, and we, like Hyperion said, we communicated through, and this was before KXL was even invented. We communicated through Facebook pages, group pages. And in Battle Pirates, there's this huge backlash. What do you mean you're going to limit it to 100? What do you mean at first you're only going to be allowed to have 50, and then you have to earn so many points before you can get an increase of increments of 10? And believe it or not, like Hyperion said, it really did come down to you would find alliances that were really just a core of like 50 people, maybe 60. The bigger alliances, there were a lot of alphas, there were too many chiefs, not enough Indians, there was a lot of bickering, you would see a lot of coming and going, you would see a lot of tag changing. Now don't get me wrong, in Battle Pirates, and hopefully it'll come to War Commander, you can designate alliances as friendly or enemy alliances, so you can work together as alliances, so hopefully that'll come to War Commander too, but I really honestly think that the crying in War Commander over it being limited to 200 players is just going to be unwarranted. I mean, you'll see, for instance, Nomads is a very popular clan in Battle Pirates. And so you'll see a Nomads 1, a Nomads 2, and a Nomads 3. The Nomads 1 is the core crew that plays 7 days a week. They're on all the time. They get their APM, they get their points on Monday, and they're done within an hour. The Nomads 2 has some of the really heavy hitters from the Nomads 1 helping the Nomads 2 people get their points by Monday. The Nomads 3 group is more of a newer players, and you have a couple of the head people that are helping them get their points, but they usually don't get their points until Tuesday. So again, it just, you got to start somewhere. But everybody has a role, even
Definitely.
the low levels.
I mean, it depends how you pick your team and how you see them fit in the way that you play. Maybe the lower levels could be like a sniper, or they could attack people's platoons or whole platoons so your heavies get there, maybe. I mean, it depends how you use them and how many you want to use in your team and how big you want your team, I guess, as well.
Yeah, I mean, until we see what these targets are that we're going to have to hit, and I have a general idea, not so much what they look like, but the structure. Until we see that, there's going to be a role for everyone. And even in the higher, harder bases, that doesn't mean that somebody that has, 2 PKs can't come in, even for a high-level player. Say he's out of Thor, or he's like, I lag, crap, and then he says, anybody got a PK? And then you come in and you PK it so somebody else can go in. Again, with Battle Pirates, we have the advantage of being able to have multiple players hit the target at the same time, and also view it by 10 people, which we don't have that in War Commander, so it's going to take a little bit more work, but everybody in the Alliance is going to have something to do somehow to participate. And if you're an Alliance, someone gives you a hard time because all you're doing is just prepping, or all you're doing is just the low-level stuff in the feature, go find another Alliance. Look up the definition of Alliance. The Alliance definition, and I'll give you a short version, is a group of individuals working for the same common goal. It's not about who the chiefs are and who the Indians are. It's not about who's been telling you all this time what you will and you will not do in an alliance. The definition of it, that's a dictatorship.
I love this, and I love this answers because, we three, we play like we don't have to say anything to each other. We look at a sector, we look if there can be smashed individual every base. we go individual. If they are high levels, we gangbang them. Each base, and we put our highest levels. Could be you go in front, and we gonna toon snipe, and that's probably gonna do the same thing with the perks, with the and I don't mind doing the lowers, I don't mind doing the highers, and we need the perks, and we got to go find them, all three of them, so we will see. But
I think like when you were saying that earlier, and I wanted to bring that up before, but I'm so glad with Hyperius being on here. It reminded me of that, of how small my alliance was in Battle Pirates, and yet we were forced to be reckoned with. If you mess with any one of us, even the low levels, you got all 30 of us. I mean, we would just call, and if you didn't participate as a player, if you didn't show up and snipe tunes, I mean, in this case it would be fleets, if you didn't show up to hold a base, if you didn't show up to help the other high levels, if you didn't show up and hide your fleets underneath bases or whatever, and bring the full complement while we were deciding to go attack on an enemy, eventually you get booted from the alliance. And I'm not kidding. I mean, we had 30 people, and we would go to 34, 36. I think the highest we got was 38, and then we'd lose some because there were just people that weren't willing to participate. And I'm sorry, again, the definition is a group of people working for the same goal, for the common good of a group of people. So there was no dictatorship. You all show up or nobody shows up, and you all participate. So it doesn't matter if you're coiner or you're not coiner, everybody should have a role in this feature. I don't think that it's going to be about the coiners and the non-coiners. I really don't think it's... You guys are going to get so addicted to the bonuses that you're not going to care whether the person's a coiner or a non-coiner. You're just going to take as much help as you can get.
Mike, we have no idea when the feature's going to go live yet. Obviously, when we find out, you'll find out, bud.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get something. I actually did kind of, poke somebody about that. Hope that he'll answer back. I actually told him that we were running the show right now. That you, not we, but you, but I was on with you, doing the live Euro show. I also gave him the feedback already about what we rated the show. So I'm hoping once they get through, this is Monday for them, once they get through some of their meetings, not to mention all the stuff that went bonkers with the event, I'll get some kind of an answer back. Hopefully we can get some kind of post out of Wrong Thinker maybe sometime this week. It'll just give us an idea. I don't know if they're going to roll it out first.
We should get Hyperius to do some digging.
I was kind of shocked because, 1.5 days we could not attack the Omega Titan bases, and early this morning everybody in America was still asleep, but they spawned again and we could attack them again.
It was almost like, you remember way back when CM Chris was still part of the team and we had depots, Thor depots. Remember how always on like late Saturday night or into Sunday my time, the depots would stop spawning, and I would have to send him I'd call him on the phone or send him a PM and say, go feed the hamster, no Thor spawning. I think maybe that's what happened. I think maybe the servers got full, they needed to reset or something, because it wasn't just in our sector. It wasn't in every sector, but it was several sectors reported that they couldn't hit them, but it was across the board, it was the same thing. So I think now that they're in there, they're in the office, they did what they needed to do, and like you said, in the wee hours of what would have been my morning, but your normal daytime, you guys were able to hit them again. Yep. So I think that's great. Whoever it was that flipped the switch or fed the hamster, I would like to congratulate whoever that was at Kicksai.
It was needed. It was definitely needed.
It was definitely needed.
Okay, Dark Queen, I'm going to start with you. Your state of the game and your shout-outs, please.
Oh, well, yeah, state of the game. Some changes lately. I really like what Kicksai did, but they should, in my opinion, still go down a little bit with the repair times, because it's going really expensive. Yeah. Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah, that was my husband in the background.
Hello, husband.
Hi. Assalamu alaikum, mate up. Alles good?
Salam, but this is not for us.
I see you next week in your sector, bro. I'll jump to you.
Why did you run away?
Because you stink. No.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
You
Don't
fucker.
like my farts anymore?
Oh, excellent.
I don't want to interrupt. Go on, please. Yes, I love your farts.
Yeah, we will see you very soon, troublemaker.
Have you got any shout-outs to any clans, any sectors at all?
Well, my lovely Sector Family 44.
3 times so far I finished the tier.
Awesome.
You're interrupting.
Thank you very much, that Queen. Pascal.
It's Queen Dark, for fuck's sake.
Queen Dark, I'm sorry. That just shut me up. Pascal, my man. Any shout-outs in the state of the game, my man?
Yeah, but you know, Skippy left. I want to give her a special shout out to Skippy. But I don't know where she went.
She's had some alarms going off recently, like government alarm stuff, so she'll be back.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, my first of all is go to Aperius. You know, everybody's running. I have respect for those guys, those mod guys. You know how much BS kind of, you know. Yeah, I want to use rude words, but no, not in this way. You know, it's really unrespectful to those guys. They volunteer. They love the game. They love to help people, and the only thing what they get is they get, you know, bullshit through their heads, you know. And yeah, sometimes they have to act like an asshole, because how you get treated, you must, you know, give them, you know, the same amount of bullshit.
This is it. If you act like a dick, you're gonna get a dick reply, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, to the panel, of course, and I see the amount growing of people that want to be on the show and who's watching. The likes are great. So yeah, keep up the great work, guys. And yeah, to MOD, of course, Scooby, Little Devil, who's next to me.
Has she got any shout-outs?
Yeah, I'm going to ask her if she got some shout-outs too. Yes, she has shout-outs. She said yes. So I'm going to give the word to her now. And see you guys next time. The state of the game, the progress is doing very well, I think. And I think the future will be amazing, what we're going to see from Kixeye.
Oh, yes.
So, Little Devil, it's up to you. She's putting her finger to the hangout, to the thing. She don't have shoutouts, but you know, this undercover, you know, she don't have shoutouts. She said she loves Scooby and she loves Pascal Wolf. I don't know who the fucker is. And that I will keep hitting Pascal till he's being nice to me. She's laughing, but
Please do.
Just force it out of him.
Okay, after event I will go to 44 to make to smell Sammy's parts. And that's
Excellent. Fantastic. All right. Rusty Balls, your ginger sod. Any shoutouts, mate?
Yeah, I should say sorry to Kickside, but I'm not, but I am a noob. I'd like to say hello to everybody in D2D. Stands for Dust to Dust. Charles come up with that name. It's the dumbest name I've ever heard in my life.
It's awesome.
But I still love you. And Mark, David, Mike, Karen, all have fun and enjoy the rest of your event. And Skip, I love you, and that's it.
Hyperius, my man. Have you got any shoutouts, like to your clans or your co-workers or anything like that?
Oh yes. Shout out to the WC Euro team for inviting me onto the show, and Skipjack for mentioning it to me. And shout out to what's her clan called? Gypsy.
Gypsies.
Gypsies. Yeah. Oh no, that's not a great shout out anymore. Since okay, but then to and I want to give a shout out to War Commander Rogue Assault. I would check that game out. It is coming soon.
Any dates?
I don't actually have a date to share right now at this time.
Alrighty.
But I would check out the forum section and look at some stuff the CEO is posting about it. He's got a thread in there. Some pretty neat stuff. There's videos of gameplay, so yeah, check it out.
Thank you very much. Firebird.
Yeah, hello.
Go
I'd just like to shout out. a shout out to Sector 44 and some of the family in there, especially Matthews. Stage of the game. I'm looking forward to the Alliance feature, as I already played that in Battle Pirates. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And I'd like to say thank you to the moderators to come in to join us tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Dooney Booney, got any shout-outs, my man?
Yeah, shout out to the team in Focus, to all those in 345, to those on YouTube, to all the panel, and thank you to Hyperius for turning up. And everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe, it all helps. And thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, Dune. Craigie, mate, you got any shout-outs, buddy?
Yeah, I've got a shout out to Pascal and Skip for allowing me to come to 49 to have a break basically from Sector 1. So yeah, just a shout out to them really, to say thank you for, you know, letting me join them, and yeah, just a big shout out to them really.
Awesome. All right, my shout-outs are going to be to everyone that's on the panel. Thank you for coming out. You guys saved my ass right at the beginning because I had a little bit of a stutter and a cough, so thank you very much for helping me out on that one. Shout out to Hyperius for turning up about peer pressure. Make sure you do stop by again because it was amazing. I acted like a little schoolgirl, which I don't care. Shout out to all everyone on YouTube. My shout out goes to my team as usual. Shout out goes to Heike. I hope you do get better, and I hope we see you back real soon. Shout out to Punisher. Shout out to Shadow Killer. Big props to Skipjack for coming out. And that's it really for me. Anyone else got anything they want to bring up before we close the show down?
Yeah, I want to say to Hyperius, if if you are bored, I know you are a busy man with your little man, and if you are bored and you want to come on the show, be our guest anytime, any place, anywhere.
Yeah, I'll get in contact with Skip about more information regarding when you guys are.
Whereabouts in the States
on.
are you? Whereabouts in the States are you right now?
I'm actually right in the center of the U.S. in Kansas.
Right, okay. Well, I'm 5 hours ahead of Skip. Pascal's an hour ahead of me. So it's normally about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock your time. Maybe a bit earlier.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you just subtract 5 hours, then you know where you are then.
And is that on Mondays?
Sorry?
Is that on Mondays?
Every Monday, yeah. Every Monday, yeah.
Sweet.
Anybody else want to like to bring anything up before we close this bad boy down?
Level, you have something before they break up? They end the show? You want to say something before they end the show? We have some topic now?
I will also try to get online more, depending on my shifts at work.
I mean, real life comes first. Just remember that. Obviously, real life comes first, so don't get in a fluster. We'll do a lot of open mic sessions, and sometimes, if we don't do a show, we'll just do open sessions off air anyway as well. All right, so we'll get as many people as we can on the show. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It'll help us greatly. Make sure you check out the BV page on Wednesday, BV show on Wednesday. It's going to be an important one. It's going to be a breakdown of the breakdown of the event and other bits and bobs. And make sure you check out Saturday's show on the Round Table, so you can get to join the other arbiters that are on there, like Fear the Peel and Shadow Killer.
Don't forget Soviet Union, the Espanol, BV.
Yep. What time's that again? Can you remember?
No, not exactly.
I know that it's normally like 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern or Pacific time. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, make sure you check out Soviet Union show on a Monday as well.
And I want to say too that this is a War Commander show, but guys, as you've seen, we have interaction with Battle Pirates guys and with the Vega Conflict guys. They come to our show too. Support those guys too, you know.
At the end of the day, we're all a family, aren't we? We're all a family. We all want the same thing. We all want the best that Kitcar can give us.
I actually play Battle Pirates myself, so.
Excellent. I've got a little announcement. Obviously, everyone on the panel know. In a few weeks' time, with any luck, I'm hopefully going to try and do a European version of a Legends show, what Shadow Killer did a few weeks ago. I'm going to try to do a European version of that. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm going to try and get some older school players on the show as well at some point down the line too.
Hold
All
up.
right, so that should be a good laugh. So with any luck, we'll try and get some people from obviously from Battle Pirates and Vega, and hopefully Hyperius will drop in again for us, which will be nice. Be nice.
Yeah, you'll probably see more of me, especially as within the next couple of months I should be getting. Well, I'll probably lose more time with the baby coming, but I should be getting some free time from some other obligations.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again, my man. I know having a baby is a big thing, so obviously that always comes first. So congratulations again.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Anyone else got anything they would like to put out before we close this beast down? Nope.
Probably not.
Nope. All right. Well, this is Walk 'em Out of Europe. We are out.
Later.
Later.